Hi, I'm Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the new Meross Smart Leak Detector, the MS405. Now this is an updated version of an older Meross product and it's had a complete redesign. Now their old version has been around for a number of years, although not something I've ever tried. At the start of this video I want to tell you that Meross sent me this to review, but there's absolutely no conditions of what I can and can't say about it, so I'm going to be honest with you guys, and Meross have no idea what I'm going to say until this video goes live. Now this water leak sensor is going to cost you around £25. That does however include the hub. That hub included is a new MSH400 hub from Meross. This supports a larger number of devices than their previous hub, but not quite as many as their MS450 Matter compatible hub. If you want to know more about that hub, I talked about that when I reviewed Meross's latest temperature and humidity sensor. I'll link that video below. This MSH400 hub, however, does support up to 24 devices. If you did want to get that MSH450 separately or with a different device, you can. It works with that, and it supports up to 32 devices. I do think, however, £25 when it includes a hub is a pretty reasonable price, although at the time of recording you can't buy it without the hub, which seems a bit odd, and I hope that changes in the near future. So let's talk about design. So firstly, the design of the hub is a white rounded box with a HomeKit QR code stuck on the side. It's got an LED on the top and a USB-C port and button on the back. It comes with USB-C cable for power in it, and then also a plug so you can get it plugged in. The hub connects to your home network using 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. Once you've added this hub to Apple Home, any subsequent devices you pair to the hub automatically appear. It is worth noting that if you have the older Meross hub, the only way to get those devices onto this new hub is to factory reset them. At the moment, you cannot port devices between Meross hubs, and this is something I've mentioned to Meross, and I think it is something they're going to consider. If we move on to the design of the leak sensor, this is also white with rounded edges and looks pretty modern. The top has the speaker, the sensors, and an LED light. And then on the bottom, you're going to find some rubber feet and some more sensors. And really, for something you're just going to tuck away, this device looks pretty good. So let's move on and talk about spec. So the leak sensor is, as you'd expect from something that is potentially going to get wet, IP66 dust and water resistant. It's powered by two AAA batteries, and Meross say these will last for around 3 years. And of course, when the batteries are getting low, you will get a notification telling you to change them. Now this device is compatible with a whole variety of systems that includes Alexa, Google Home, Samsung SmartThings, and Apple Home. Now I've only been using it with Apple Home. It does however also work with the MSH450 hub if you did want to make it Matter compatible as well. Of course, you'd have to buy that hub separately. Now both the leak sensor and the MSH400 hub have built-in speakers, and these have an impressive siren that can go up to 100 decibels. This means if you get a leak, both of those will go off. The Meross app will also log up to 2 years worth of data. Now because this device has sensors on the top and bottom, it can detect full-on kind of floods but also small drips. It's also worth noting that the hub has a 100-meter transition range. That means it can be a little bit further away from the device and still be able to pick it up. And then finally, like most Meross products, it comes with a 2-year warranty. So when you come to set it up, you're going to start off by plugging in the Meross hub. You're then going to need to head into the Meross app and set up an account if you don't already have one, and then you're going to hit the plus in the top right corner. You then want to go into sensors and select this new sensor. At this point, you'll select which hub that you've got. So for me, that was the 450 because I wasn't going to pair this other hub. If you've already got one installed, you then click the button that says you've got one installed, and if not, it will talk you through pairing the hub and adding it to Apple Home. The next step will be to press the button on the back of your hub twice to put it into pairing mode, and then hold down the button on your leak sensor to put that into pairing mode. The app will then do all the pairing you need and then give you a chance to give it a name and assign it to a room. At that point, you're done. And if you've already added your hub to Apple Home, the device will automatically appear in Apple Home. The best way to find that new device, because it will be assigned to the room that your hub is assigned to, is to go into Apple Home, hit the 3 dots in the top and go into Home Settings. From there, you're going to want to go into Hubs and find the Meross hub. You'll then see all of the child devices and you can easily assign it to the right room. And then the final thing to do is just place it where you want to detect leaks. So for me, that's under my bathroom sink. So let's talk about using it. And I've been using this at the time of recording for about 2 weeks, and in that time I haven't had any leaks. However, in terms of practicality, the device hasn't gone offline at all, so it's always been in contact with Apple Home, which is great. And a leak sensor is one of those devices that is worth having in your smart home, but that you hope you never have to use. However, if you are watching a review for a leak sensor, you don't want me to tell you that I've had no leaks, you want to know if it works. So let's see if it works. As you can see, it responds to different levels of water, and those dual sirens are really loud. That means if you've got it tucked under your sink, you will still hear it, especially as the hub will also make those noises. You will of course also get notifications even if you're away from home, and those notifications will come from both Apple and the Meross app, depending on how you've got it set up. In the Meross app, you'll also want to make sure you turn on critical alerts. In Apple Home, these are automatically critical alerts. And this basically means that if your phone is in something like Do Not Disturb mode, then a notification about the leak will still come through, because you're going to want to know if there's a leak. And really, I think that's it for this device. So what's the verdict? And Meross have created a really good leak sensor here, which actually for the price including the hub isn't bad value at all. It responds well, it's super loud, and of course it works with things like Apple Home. My only criticism is that I hope Meross release a version where you don't have to get a hub with it in the near future. That will make it cheaper if you want to buy multiple ones of these, but will also mean that if you've already got a hub, you don't need to spend the money on another hub. I'll make sure I update the links below if they do change that. I'll put links below to this product on both Amazon and the Meross website, and a voucher code that will save you guys 10% as well. Those links are affiliate links, so if you use one of those links and make a purchase, that just helps this channel out on no cost yourself. This isn't my full-time job. I don't take sponsored videos or get paid for these reviews. I just share my thoughts with you guys, so hopefully it helps you out. And if you use one of those links, thank you very much. If you've got any questions about this device, do stick them below and I'll answer those for you. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.